Yo, what's up? Welcome to this tier list for 10.1.5 for PvP. So let's just get straight into it. First off, let's get rid of all the tanks because they're not interesting for this part. And do we have any more? I think that is it. Okay, first off we have Shadow Priest. Shadow Priest is very good right now. Um, it is definitely in meta and it definitely pairs well with a lot of specs on this list. So I would probably put Shadow Priest at S. I think it's better than good. I do think it's very good, but do I think it's insane? Probably not. In my opinion, there's only like one or two insane specs in the game right now, and I would not put Shadow Priest among those. Next up we have Arms. I think Arms is okay. We don't see a lot of Arms. I do think they're viable, but do I think they're good? Probably not. Fury is just a better choice in that class. So let's put them at B. Next up, we have Disc Priest. I don't see a lot of Disc Priests, and I don't even know if they're viable. I tried playing yesterday with the Disc Priest, and we played into a Holy Paladin, and it just went terribly wrong. He couldn't even heal through it. I do actually think I'll put Disc Priest as a C, because I don't even think it's viable in the current meta. Next up, we have Mystery Monk. I do think Mystery Monk is good, but I don't think it's insane. Yeah, I do think it's good, probably. I've not seen that many of them because right now Arena is just filled with H Palace. Do I think they're viable? I do indeed. Do I think they're good? Yes, I think they're good. So let me put them up in A tier. Next up is Holy Priest. I think Holy Priest is actually one of the only other healers in H-Pal that are viable in that meta. So let me put that up in good as well. I think it's better than Mystery Monk for sure. Next up is DH. So I've been a little bit offended. I've seen a lot of tier lists where people just sleep on DHs. I don't know why people think DHs are so bad, because in my opinion, they're actually very, very good in this meta, especially with the implementation of the new augmentation Evoker, where it just absolutely does insane amount of damage, and it also pairs very well with Boomy, which is absolutely the best class right now. We'll get into that later. But yeah, I think I'll put DH up as... I'm not sure if I put it as S or A. I think I put it as A for now, because I do see it's still very squishy and can die to a lot of things. So next up, we have the champion of all the specs currently. It's Boomy. I feel like there's no no argumentation for it not being top boy, top G, S plus. So we'll put it there, and if you disagree with me, I would really want to hear what your arguments are for disagreeing. So put that down in the comments. Next up, we have Feral. I think Feral is okay. It's not insane right now. It's very squishy, but it does have Clone, which is the best CC in the game. So I will put it up at A. Next up, we have Fur Warrior. Fur Warrior does a lot of damage. And it is definitely better than Arms, so let's put that up on A. Oh, we got it done the tank spec I forgot about. Let's put that there. Next up, we have Druid. So we have Druid. I haven't seen a lot on Druids. Healers are very hard to determine right now because there's one healer above all other healers right now, and that's H-Pal. You only see that in Arena, so every other healer you kind of forgot about and how good they are. You don't see a lot of Druids, but you do see a lot more Druids than you see Disc Priests, and I do think they're a lot better than that. I do still think they are good, but I don't think they can compete with Holy Priest. Do I? They might actually be able to compete with them. Let me take Fur up here actually. Okay, I'll put them at A for now. Next up we have Red Paladins. I swear to God, Red Paladins are way better than people think they are. They are definitely not a bad spec right now, and I feel like people are sleeping on them totally. When I've queued into a Red Pala, they do absolutely top damage, and they're still tanky. They don't do the most amount of healing, but they still have major defensive cooldowns, which just makes them still very, very good in my opinion. So I'll definitely put them up A tier. Next up, we have Holy Paladin. You all know where this is going. It's already going to get nerfed next reset, but for now, it's definitely S+. Next up, we have Ellie. I think Ellie's very, very good. I'll definitely put Ellie up at top A. Maybe I'm inclined to say it's S tier, but for now, I do think we'd say A. Next up, we have Enhancement Shaman. So Enhancement Shaman has fallen a little bit off in my opinion. People have gotten used to how they work, how to stop them, because they're only very dangerous whenever they pop Ascendance or get the proc off Ascendance, and it's very easy to shut down. So I'll probably put it at B. I definitely think it's better than Arms. Do I think it's good? I might actually be inclined to say it's good right now. I'll put it at B for now, but I can't see why you would put it at A. Next up we have Arsham. I think Arsham is really good. I think it's one of the other healers than H-Spell that still performs right now, so I'll definitely put it above the other healers. And I'll put it here at A tier. Next up we have Devastation Evoker. I feel like most of us forgot this class or this spec even exists anymore. I'll put it down in beside. I'll probably put it in D tier. I've not seen it since Augmentation came out. I didn't see a lot of it before, and to be honest, it's just trash. Yeah, I'm not sure why you would play it when you can play Augmentation. Next up, we have Preservation Evoker. I still think the Preservation Evoker is good. I'll probably put it above Holy Priest. No, I will not. I'll put it under Holy Priest, but I'll still put it up in A. I think a lot of healing specs were very viable before the Holy Paladin just came in and swept everybody off the ground. And now it's only really Holy Paladin that's the best. But I do think that all these are viable if this gets tuned down a little bit. Next up, the new boy on the block, we have Augmentation Evoker. So Augmentation Evoker is very good. At higher CRs, you almost only see this class compared with just anything else. So I do think I'd either put it at S or I'll put it up as Insane. I will put it up as Insane because, yeah, from what I've felt fighting against it, it doesn't die. Their teammates don't die. It does decent amount of damage, but absolutely insane amount of utility, and gives more damage to the other teammates. So I do think it's absolutely insane right now. You compare it with these two up here, and it's still also very good. You can full moon people for 500k. Yeah, it's good. Next up, we have BM. BM is not very good right now. I'm not even sure I would set BM as viable at the moment. I would probably put him down at this priest because I do not think they're any good. Next up, we have Marksmanship Hunter. I think this is probably the best Hunter spec. That's probably a lie. Survival might be better. I put it up at viable. I do think you can play it and you can make it work. You can make Red Marksman Hunter work. You can make Sub-Rogue Marksman Hunter. When I think about that, it might actually be A. I'll put it on B for now. Survival Hunter. Only because of the one ABC team that we've seen with it. I do think it's good. That being the Fiends. Here I'm thinking about Big Mechs. They make it look so good. Therefore, I would be inclined to put it up in A, but at the same time, I'm not seeing any other survival hunters, which would incline me to put it lower down. For now, I'll put it at B, and I think they'll be very happy about that. Next up, we have Affliction Warlock. Affliction Warlock got some big buffs. They do a lot of damage, but yeah, they're still not good. I don't think they're Do I think they're viable right now? No, I don't. I'll put them down here and see. Next up, we have Demon Warlock. Demon Warlock fell off a little bit, but it's still very good. I'll put it up in A. It's just so annoying to fight against. And yeah, I don't think there's a lot more to be said there. Next up, we have Destro Warlock. Destro Warlock is, in my opinion, better than Demon Warlock right now. Let's actually put him up here. I do think it's better than Pharaoh. Maybe not better than this. Yeah, I'll put it here. I think it's very good right now, but there's a lot of things stopping it. Next up, we have Arcane Mages. Arcane Mages are not that good. Let's put it down in C tier. And yeah, that's where they probably belong. Fire Mage. A lot of tier lists either are very biased or just see it very differently than me. But I do not think Fire Mage is bad. I think it's good. I think RMP Fire Mage is actually very strong right now when I've fought against it. They do 150k fireballs and pyroblast, and it seems like it does a lot of damage, and it's also okay tanky. So yeah, maybe it just comes that I play, but I'll put it up in A actually. Next up we have Frost. I think Frost is weaker than Fire. I'll put it in B. I do still think you can make it work. I should put it here. Yeah, I do think you can make it work. Next up, we have Frost DK. So Frost DK is bad. Unholy came in and took the spot as the best spec on DKs. I don't think it's good. I think it has the possibility to do a lot of damage, and you can still play some gimmicky things like Devastation, Frost DK, Windwalker, Frost DK, Enhance, Frost DK, and you can probably make it work. And for that reason, I'll keep it here. If you're fighting a good team, you will not win. So yeah, that's really where it is. Next up, we have Unholy DK. You see them a lot, a lot, a lot. They're very good. I would put them up at probably top 8 tier. I do not think they're S tier. Yeah, I don't think they're S tier right now. I just think they're very good. Next up, we have Outlaw Rogue. Outlaw Rogue does a lot of damage, actually. And I don't know why it's not played more. I do think that it's viable, so I'll put it up here in top of B. And so this is where it gets interesting. Because from the tier list that I've seen also, people have not put sub where sub definitely should be. I've also seen some tier lists for some rogue players where I'm like, yo, what the hell is this bias, man? Let's put sub up where it's supposed to be. It's an S tier spec. I would almost be inclined to still say S plus, but I won't do it. I'll put it up in S. Next up, we have Assassination Rogue. Assassination Rogue is very good. It is very good. Not a lot of people play it, but I played against it a lot yesterday when I played at around 2400 MMR. So I'll put it up at A because I do think it's better than just being viable. I do think it's good. And for the last and most interesting spec, Windwalker Monks got huge defensive buffs recently, which has made them way better. So where do we put it? We put it at top of A tier. I've seen one list, Notch's list, put this spec in God, and I almost fell down my chair. I couldn't believe it. But I do think it's worse than these 5 specs up here, and I do think it's a lot worse than these 5 specs. That's why I cannot justify myself putting up an S tier, but I do definitely think it's viable, and I think it is also good. I think DH is almost better than it. So that's why I don't want to put it up on S tier, because I do think there's a lot of specs in here that can compete with it on an almost even field, if not even field. So yeah, that's where I'll put Windwalker Monk in A tier. This is my final list, boys. Please do comment what you think about it. If you have any things you would do differently, and yeah, like, subscribe, boys, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.